Hello, everyone. My name is Emily Golia. I'm an actor, singer, and creator here in Los Angeles, and I'm so excited to introduce you to designer and model Juju of Love Juju Designs. How are you?
I'm so well. Thank you so much, Emily. It's good to see you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that you're here. Oh, we were talking so much before this. You were so incredibly inspiring already. I can't wait for everyone to hear what you were saying. Let's start at the beginning. Where were you born, and like when did you get interested in design?
I was born in Jamaica, um, over 30 years ago. So I'm gonna drop that out there because I
Uh-huh.
am grateful for all of the years. Because yeah, half of it I was there, and then I moved to New York when I was 14. Started high school where I got into art. Um, I was always into design, I've noticed. Sometimes I'll reflect on things I used to do as a kid. My mom would get me a dress or something, and I'd want to like pin it like this, or like do this with it. And my aunt taught me to crochet at a young age, and I learned how to knit later on. Even though those things haven't yet incorporated themselves into my design, though sometimes I do stitch and I'll sew other things in, but I've always loved creating and working with my hands, and especially things that you can use, practical things. I've always been practical, even in my creative process. Um, and because of that, I feel the way I design now, which is using bleach on black, which is a little bit of what you're seeing here.
Yes.
I'll lean back a little bit so you can get a little more. This is one of my favorite pieces. I love this thing. Um, but yeah, I use two elements, well, three, because there's a preservation process so that the fabric doesn't wear out because it is being stripped with the bleach.
Mhm.
Excuse me. So I do those three steps in order to create like different effects. I'll paint on it sometimes. Other times I'll do tie dye. And each time it's intuitive, which is how I do all of my work, which is how I live my life. We were talking about that, talking about some other things really, about kind of a little bit of the work I'm doing to fuel my art and fund my business, which is my side hustle, which is what, a basic job. But I'm doing that and I'm realizing that the time I dedicate to that, if I dedicated only a portion of it to developing more of my designs, to promoting it and going out there and putting it into the world and making it available for people that resonate with it to find it, have access to it, and to take it home and to feel all the love and effort and the love and effort and attention. Effort and attention became one word just now. But put all of that in it and like they can feel it because I've noticed something when I do vending affairs, which I do often, and I have
Yeah.
one coming up in the spring around Easter time. I haven't yet gotten the final details from the coordinator, but that will be on my website when the time comes, and I'll let you know all of that later on.
Please do. Please do.
Um, yeah, absolutely. So I am just super train of thought. Where was I?
Just about like putting enough time into your
Yes,
art because like,
right.
yeah,
Putting
we
half of the time that I put into what I just get paid a minimum or a certain amount for,
right.
when this work is far more rewarding, far
Yes.
more fulfilling, and just
Yeah.
like noticing how people react to it. Like they love the pieces, and that's something that I love because when I get to share it, it's received, and then I get to see how it's received. That I'm like, oh my God, wow! Because I shared this work with you, now I see it in a whole new light. I can't even tell you how many times that's happened with paintings where people will tell me what they're seeing, and I'm just like, whoa, whoa, seriously? Ah, that blows me away. You
Yeah.
mentioned acting. I can only imagine how it is to watch yourself or watch other people watching you be in this world that you're staging for them and you're embodying. I can only imagine it now.
Yeah. I mean, I think like it's so magical how many different forms of art all get us to like that same place of um I don't even know what to say. what the word would be, but just like
Mm.
that it takes us to that same like deep, like full connection with like body earth and like the world, you know?
Mhm.
And like
Mhm.
the universe, and like
Absolutely.
you make clothing and I sing, and like, you know, but we're all doing it to get to the same feeling, which is like so
Mm.
important and beautiful, and that's what being alive is,
Ah, that's beautiful.
you know? So how was the pandemic for you? I mean, did you find that with everything shutting down, like it gave you more time to like give to your art, or
Girl. Oh my God, girl. Pandemic opened up the world for me. I'm gonna drop that
really?
because it really did. I moved to Oregon from New York in October. I got a job out here, which wasn't on my radar at all, like at all. Portland or the job. It was a therapeutic housemate. So the role is to work with a mental health initiative, which is they do an integrated mental health program where people that are in treatment, but also in going towards more independent living, get to live with a roommate that is completely aware of what they're dealing with and what their sensitivities are. And there's a team in place that supports this individual and the housemate. And also provides, like in the housemate role, like housing is provided because you're living in a shared apartment. And then there's some meetings that happen, and also you work 4 hours a day, which work is living there, being a
Right.
roommate, but also like, oh yeah, I'm gonna interact, not just being busy with your schedule and running about and like, if I see you, I see you. It's not like, no, we are gonna facilitate the space and time and pay you and all of these things, provide stipends so that you can be present with your life, with this individual, you know, who may need a bit
Oh,
more presence or less, or whatever the case is, and also have a team supporting you. So that brought me here to Portland.
that's amazing.
And it was very interesting. And it was like it opened up my eyes to so much and like softened my heart as well as like really helped me to look at myself in a whole new way. And that's where I started really focusing a bit more on my artwork and also taking it out into the world. I made a relationship with a bookshop here in town, and I'm looking forward to fostering more relationships like that. And they currently sell magnets and prints of my artwork. Because again, I told you I love practical art. So I made a
Yes,
magnet. So like anything metal, you put it up there because I
yes,
travel as well.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm like, if I could take it with me, something that feels like grounding and easily have it up or not, it's just, something that drops me, and I'm very visual in that way. Um, and yeah, they also sell bags that I make, some tote bags, which are also prints of my work. So wearable art, practical
Amazing.
stuff,
Yes,
you
love
know.
it.
I believe I haven't updated the bags yet on my website, but that will be up shortly. I'm just like really fine tuning the next launch because I've
Wow.
got some really fun things in the works and I'm really
Ah,
excited
that's so
about it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, do
So,
you have any advice for people that are oh, sorry, did I cut you off?
no, no, no.
Oh, do you have any advice for just like people who are just starting to get into design and really make it a lifestyle choice for them?
Mm. Hmm. Do I have any advice for that? Hmm. Can you live without doing it?
Right. Yes, that's what we were talking about
Can
before I
you
pressed
can
record.
you breathe without doing it? Like if you're not doing this, will your life feel a little bit more dim, And to take you in that direction, like to say if without it, like how does your life feel? Because I thought, okay, I could do it, I can add to it, I can do other things, but if I'm not doing it, if I'm not creating in some way, whether it's to design, whether it's to paint, whether it's dancing, whether it's singing, if I'm not naturally doing that, I know that my soul needs more room in my life to be
Mm,
not just my plans, not just my goals, not just my intentions, not just my aspirations, not just my relationships with other people, not just my practices. Like my soul just needs to be. because then the songs just naturally come out. The drawing just kind of happens from my hand because it's
Right.
flow. There's nothing hampering it. And I noticed yesterday after I finished working that a shift, right, at the job I have, I was like, my body, the back of my body just felt tense, like I was bracing for something, like I had to like, or I had on like this armor of like you need to just be upright and protect your back, and like my skeleton wanted to be an exoskeleton, like to kind of like protect my soft body that loves
Right.
like yoga and massages and loves to be pampered and is all about that and is gonna go do her flotation tank really soon. I don't know if you've heard of that, the
Yeah, I
isolation
have.
tanks. Oh my god. Oh, girl.
Oh my God, I want to try. Yeah.
You haven't yet?
No.
Please do yourself that amazing favor. You won't be the same.
Okay.
Telling you.
Amazing.
And if you're comfortable with dark, yeah, you'll really get connected to a part of you that just feels so womb like it real. That's what I think of and feel like. It's just like returning to the sense of being in the room,
Yes.
quiet, contained, and there's this warmth because it's about body temperature and you're in
Mm-hmm.
the salt water. So there's all of these benefits, and my skin hasn't been better. Like
Oh
it's
my
so
God, I love
fantastic.
that. I have to look into it.
So I highly recommend. Yeah.
Ah,
And if you're like a journaling type of person, bring in a little notebook because yeah, fun stuff comes out. My
oh,
artist friend from a couple years ago recommended it, and I've been going since I moved to Portland. Yeah,
oh my gosh. Okay,
like
I'm really gonna look into that. That is good advice too.
incredible.
Listen, I will take that. That's
You
great.
deserve it. As a creative, we do so much. Even if you're not producing to sell and only that, like give yourself time to receive
Yeah.
because you're channeling. And would you leave your faucet on all day?
Oh my God, I love that. Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you give things the space they need. You turn it on when you need to, but you know when to turn it off and that it's okay to do that. Which is why, like, if you want to do art for your work and for, to take care of those things that sometimes having a basic job just takes care of so you can just refocus, which is what I was doing this year. But I realized I've gotten better over the years because I've been at like doing this for work for the past like 5 years, like actually putting my work out there. Slowly, surely, slowly but surely. And I was telling you earlier that I've been doing it on my own. Um, and it's been growing, but I also know that it can grow further and
Yeah.
really in a greater way with a team beside me.
Totally.
And that's something that I've put out into the universe, and I work that way very
Yes.
intuitively. Like I let things come, but I also know what I'm going for. And if I'm not sure, I take it easy. I stop for a second and I reassess and I check in. I'm like, all right, body, what's the word? Hey, heart, how are we feeling? Mind, what you thinking? All
Yeah.
right, soul, give it to me. What's really going on? I confer with the aspects of myself that help me to live a life that I love. And if something feels off, I've got to listen, you know?
Yeah.
And if something feels really on, I've got to go with it.
I've been there too.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not about logic in when you're a creative for work,
Mm-hmm.
though you must have your way to stitch that in to the fabric of what you do because it holds it all together, especially now in this day and age
Oh,
where
absolutely.
it's so accessible, but it's can be a lot. All of the channels that people can, you know, promote themselves through and receive income in different things. So it's great, but you're gonna have to show up for yourself, for your craft, for your work. It's like your baby, you know?
Yeah.
And it's also bigger than you if you allow it to be,
Yes.
or it can just overwhelm you and you don't do anything. So
Yeah.
it's like, can you live without this? So you must be willing to show up for all of it, not just the money, not just the, oh, that's such a great thing. Oh, I love that gallery show. Oh my God, I saw your movie, girl. I love your record. That's, it's like, no, girl, get that line right. Is that line right for the song right now? Is that drawing right? Are you finished with it? Do you want to share this? What is it coming from? And
Right.
do you want it out into the world? Are you ready to let your baby go?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and let it grow. Are you feeding it? Are you
Yeah.
feeding yourself, mama? Because it's like, remember to take care of yourself. That's the flotation stuff. Going to do that, taking time, making sure I do that. Not always feeling like I need to sell, you know?
Right. Yeah. But remembering that you're doing it for you. Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Oh, well, listen, it was so wonderful to talk to you. You are so inspiring and centering. Like, I feel more centered after talking with you.
Oh,
Um,
girl,
I'm
yes.
so excited that you're going to be on the Phoenix platform. It
I
is
love
going to be
it.
an amazing way for people to find all of your work and stay up to date with your
Yes.
shows and everything and your website and everything that is going on
Yes.
with you. And yeah, I can't wait to see what's next for you. So thanks for hanging out with me today.
Oh, absolutely, Emily. It was a pleasure. And yeah, check out my website anytime. It's
Absolutely. I'm putting all of the links underneath
lovejujuart.com.
here.
Yes, because she's the best.
Everyone will
Such
be
a
able to find it.
pleasure.
So, all right, we'll talk soon.
Okay, bye
Okay.
everyone.